Welcome to this explainer. Look, I want you to picture something. We're sitting in the locker room right now. It's dead quiet. You know that vibe, right? The hum of the AC, the click of cleats on concrete, the heavy smell of athletic tape and deep heat. We are literally moments away from the biggest matchup of your life. Outside, the crowd is building up this dull, massive roar, just waiting for you to burst out of that tunnel. This isn't just another game. This is the moment, the whole shebang. But hey, before we hit those double doors, before you strap on that helmet or lace up for the tip-off, we've got to have a real talk about what's bouncing around inside your head right now. I need to know where your mind is at, because the game isn't one out there on the turf, man. It's one right here, in the quiet spaces of your own mind. We've got to tackle those instant knee-jerk defenses your brain throws up when the pressure redlines. So what's it going to be? Are you too tired? Didn't get enough sleep? Are you seriously sitting there telling yourself your energy is zapped today? Is it somehow the fourth quarter in your head already and your legs feel like absolute lead before the clock even starts? Listen, these are just rapid-fire, surface-level excuses. It's your ego mashing the panic button the second it stares down actual, exhausting hard work. When you realize you've got to run straight through a 250-pound linebacker or lock down an elite shooter for 40 straight minutes, your brain literally freaks out. It whispers, oh, your muscles ache. It tells you that because you tossed and turned last night, your tank is empty. Boom, you're already negotiating with your own fatigue. Unbelievable. Or maybe you don't have enough time. Right, the ultimate scapegoat. Everyone wants that championship ring, but suddenly, poof, nobody has the hours to put in the reps. Newsflash, every single person on this planet, every single opponent you will ever face is working with the exact same 24-hour clock. But your mind? It's desperately trying to convince you your clock is somehow broken, or that your schedule is uniquely impossible. Let me tell you about time. Time is dragging yourself up at 4 a.m. while your competition is snoring. Time is sacrificing those Friday night parties so you can be alone in the gym draining hundreds of free throws in an empty building. Time is sitting in the film room at midnight, hitting rewind until your eyes blur. You absolutely have the time. You're just choosing to spend it on things that do not put a W on the board. What's next? Don't have enough money? Can't afford the flashiest gear or those elite off-season trainers? Can't fly out to some fancy high-altitude performance center? Give me a break. It is just another fabricated roadblock. Literally another artificial hurdle your mind drags onto the track to slow down your sprint toward greatness. Do you honestly think the absolute legends of the game needed a state-of-the-art facility to build their foundation? No way. They built it on cracked blacktop. They built it running dirt hills until they were tasting blood in their lungs. Look, a lack of resources isn't what defeats you. It's a lack of resourcefulness. Money cannot buy the heart you need to dive for a loose ball on the hardwood, and it sure as hell can't buy the sheer will to stand your ground in the paint. So, let's get real for a second. Is the thing that's actually stopping you, you? I want you to think deeply about that. Let's completely strip away all the external noise right here, right now, and take extreme ownership. Look, there's the opponent on the field, right? The guys wearing the other jerseys trying to take what's yours. But then there is the opponent in your mind. And let me tell you, that internal opponent is infinitely more dangerous. It's not the sleep, it's not the clock, it's not the gear. The absolute primary obstacle, the true defensive line standing between you and the Hall of Fame, is the person staring right back at you in the mirror. You're the one putting up the blocks. You are the one calling the timeouts. Look at this. Excuses sound best to the person that's making them up. Let that just sink right in. You are out there pitching yourself this incredibly detailed, beautifully crafted, Oscar-winning story about exactly why you can't perform today. You convince yourself why it's totally okay that you missed that shot, why it's, understandable you dropped that pass, why it totally makes sense you got out-hustled on the rebound. And guess what? You are the only customer buying it. The scoreboard doesn't care about your excuse. Your teammates don't care. The history books definitely don't care. All that beautifully crafted fiction does is make you comfortable with losing. So the crucial point is, we gotta stop making stuff up. Which brings us to our first major phase of this explainer: cancel the pity parade. We literally have to eradicate this victim mindset right this second. There is absolutely zero room for self-sympathy in a winning locker room. On one hand, you've got the pity parade. You know the drill, sitting on the bench, complaining about playing time, broadcasting your sad little sob stories about why you aren't starting, just hoping your teammates will join your pity party. It yields absolutely zero results. The opponent is just going to blow right past you while you're busy feeling sorry for yourself. But on the other hand, you've got the Rolls-Royce reality. This is the hard, unglamorous truth. If you ever see someone holding up that championship trophy, living the absolute dream, do not get jealous of them. Why? Because they worked their ass off to get it. They sweat for it. They bled for it. They pushed through torn ligaments and fractured pride. Nobody handed them nothing. That is the reality of elite performance. The glory you see under those bright stadium lights, yeah, that's paid for in the dark. Moving on to phase 2, awaken the inner beast. Look, if you want to move forward, you have to wake up. The waiting period is officially over. It is game on. It is go season. You've got to actively leverage the access and the resources you have right in front of you. And to do that, we have to define the enemy clearly, the lies. Every single excuse you have for failing is a literal lie you were telling yourself. As we can see, they're conjured up, they're fabricated, and they are fundamentally invalid. Oh, you got a problem with the environment? A problem with the playbook? Then do something about it. Stop lying to yourself about your capacity to actually change the outcome of the game.
You stop those lies dead in their tracks with your built-in arsenal of truth. And this brilliantly illustrates what you're already packing. Look at this list: time, skill, knowledge, support, willpower, discipline. You already possess every single one of these tools. You have the discipline to run those extra miles in the freezing rain when no one's watching. You have the knowledge from studying hours of tape to know exactly what the defense is going to do before the ball is even snapped. You absolutely have the willpower to push through the burning in your lungs in the final minute of the fourth quarter. This is the ultimate truth of your capability. If you want the title, man, you've got everything you need right here in this arsenal to step onto the field and take it.
All right, let's hit phase 3, the truth about the grind. Now, we can't romanticize this. You've got to prepare yourself mentally right now, because the path ahead, it is not soft. I mean, look at the expectation here. People expect the championship to just magically fall into their lap. They expect the process to be so simple, like some glossy highlight reel that only shows the slam dunks and the 50-yard touchdowns. But the reality? Oh man, the reality begins with a brutal challenge. It's 2-a-day practices in the blistering heat. It's those ice baths that make your skin go completely numb. It's the physical friction of training until your body is literally begging you to quit. Every single worthwhile thing is a bitter pill to swallow at first. It's not going to come easy. It is always going to be difficult. And you need to understand right now, before we leave this locker room, that the difficulty isn't some glitch in the system. The difficulty is the system. It's the exact mechanism that forges greatness. And that brings us to the final phase. Your moment is right now. Listen to me very closely. This is your chance. This is your shot. This is your moment. This is your time. This is my time. This is our absolute opportunity. People love to just chant tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Oh, I'll train harder tomorrow. I'll study the playbook tomorrow. I'll eat right tomorrow. We need to cut through that noise with absolute violent clarity right now. There ain't no such thing as tomorrow. We only got today. Honestly, procrastination is just a fabricated concept that kills an athlete's potential before they even step onto the field. It is your dream on the line here, and if you want it to happen, you have to get off the bench and make it happen right now, today. Because every single second you waste is a second your opponent is using to get stronger, faster, and more prepared to completely destroy you. Rise and grind. You still got work to do. Let this be the final whistle before the battle begins. Stay on that basketball court. Stay on that football field. It's grind season, homie. You know the architecture of the grind now. You know the hard truth of what it takes, and you know the pathetic lies you've been telling yourself. The door to the tunnel is opening. You can hear that crowd roaring for you. The only question left is, what are you going to do with your today? Now let's get out there and execute.